when Raw was actually good. Now it's complete shit. Theme music sucks. Everything about the show is absolute fucking garbage. Today I'm gonna do Monday Night Raw review from today's episode, November 30th, 2015, and I have to say one thing, folks. There was nothing entertaining about this show. Not one goddamn thing. I have to say that this probably is gonna tank the ratings once again. This show had nothing to offer. There was nothing special about it. That's it. There was nothing big about this show. We had a match supposedly set up. First start off with the New Day and all this bullshit and the unicorns and the whole load of garbage crap that made me want to puke. 15 minutes of wasted airtime that I could have given two shits left. And at the end of the promo, fucking Roman Reigns comes out of nowhere, hits the Superman punch and steals the belt and walks away with it. And we come back on the air and the Authority goes ahead and telling Roman Reigns that he's got to give the belt back and he'll get his title match before the fucking TLC pay-per-view, but if he loses, he no longer has the opportunity for the world title, and he has to do that in 5 minutes and 15 seconds. The one thing out of this whole promo that was kind of cool, funny, and neat was Austin 316 can move over because Sheamus 515 says, "I just whipped your arse," in an Irish way of saying ass. So I thought that was kind of funny in a way, but not all that clever. And I just found that whole segment to be garbage. Later on in the show, we start finding out that the Usos and Dean Ambrose title contention for the Intercontinental and Tag Team titles were up for grabs too, because of the fact that if Roman Reigns was unable to win the WWE World Heavyweight title in 5 minutes and 15 seconds, they would lose their opportunities as well, leaving them held responsible and facing consequences because of what Roman Reigns did. Now, someone please tell me what the fuck that has to do with anything. So if Roman Reigns goes ahead and wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship somewhere down the line, which we all know is going to happen anyway, what does that mean? We get to see the Ambrose and the Usos get punished every time Roman Reigns does something good? I mean, this is just idiotic. But anyway, moving on with the show, our first match of the night was a fucking repeat of the same old shit. We had fucking Tyler Breeze go up against Dolph Ziggler, and this match was a complete, utter load of bullshit. Don't quite understand why they would repeat this, but you'd think they'd have Tyler Breeze win again, change things up a little bit, and instead they have the normal, same old stupid pattern with a back and forth segment scenario with Tyler Breeze and Dolph Ziggler walks away with the victory. Okay, big fucking deal. We then get Miz TV segment. My God, this was by far the worst fucking segment I seen ever. I was ready to puke. What the fuck was this 15-minute segment for? We go from having Rusev and Lana being enemies to now all of a sudden they're back together again. Why couldn't they just left this where it belonged? In the fucking toilet. Let them both do separate things and that's it. They go ahead, they have this segment, and fucking shoot the bullshit about how, Lana and Rusev are in love, and they're married, and yada yada yada, the mix in reality with crucifixion and all this fucking bullshit. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? Then we get Ryback, and finally, I mean, I'm not impressed with Ryback's in-ring work anymore. I was at first, but now it's not impressive anymore. And he just, thankfully, he saved the day with that and ended that charade. And that was 15 minutes of my life wasted. We come back with Rusev and Ryback with a match. And the match ends with a count out because Rusev was concerned about Lana. Now, my whole thing about this is, why the fuck was Lana standing by the steel steps when Rusev was tossed into the steel steps to begin with? Seems a little out of place. Completely it wasn't even realistic. It was just so fucking set up, it was sickening. It was horribly poor played together. It was just fucking garbage. So, I mean, that match was shit. After that, that bullshit, we get the Dudley Boyz. This was actually good. We had the Dudley Boyz come on the show. They start explaining that the Wyatts are pretty dominant, selling the Wyatts to the audience, pretty much stating that, hey, they're a good team, they're not something to take easy, and they kicked our asses, which not too many people have done in our career, and so forth. So we're pretty much getting, slowly but surely through the next couple of weeks, the idea that this is going to be a table match with the Dudley Boyz versus the Wyatt family. Now, my whole thing is, I think that there's a possibility now that they added a new character to this, because the Wyatts came down to the ring with 3 guys. Bray Wyatt was standing on top of the stage, and we had Tommy Dreamer come from the stands into the ring, and my god, the fucking roof exploded. Now, let me tell you something, folks. This show was taking place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I don't know if you guys remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before that. We were in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and the audience was nuts. And either positive or negative. On this entire show, outside of the Tommy Dreamer segment, nobody, and I mean nobody, was getting excited over this show. It was like, I was scratching my head going, if you're not excited about this show, and you're not happy with the product, why the fuck show up at the damn arena? I mean, why give Vince McMahon the money? You know, it is fucking dumb as shit. Me personally, I would not waste a single moment of my money for a Monday Night Raw episode. There's been once or twice in the last 2 years that there has been a Raw or SmackDown episode. Actually, there was a Raw episode that recently happened here in Tampa in August, and then there's another one coming up in SmackDown this coming January. I will not go to either one of them because of the fact of the direction this company is going. I would not waste $20 for a ticket. This is just fucking utterly retarded, and that's a cheap seat ticket, nonetheless. So that was that segment alone was the only good segment. It was fun as hell to watch. The match ended pretty well. They had a 6-man tag team match. Obviously, they're going to lean towards either a 6-man tables match, elimination style, or we're going to get a fucking tag team match between the Dudley Boyz and 2 members of the Wyatt family, probably. I hope it's a 6-man tag team match more than a 2-on-2 table match. But we had a finish where there was no contest. The show ended. This match ended, with Roman Reigns, or not Roman Reigns, what the fuck am I saying? Roman Reigns. Bubba Ray Dudley was the last person on the team that was still alive. The rest of them, they were demolished. both Tommy Dreamer and Devon. And we come out of nowhere, and Bubba Ray finally wakes up, runs, hit Bray Wyatt while he's on the apron. Bray Wyatt falls through the table, lands on his arm, and it looked like he was actually either selling an injury or he was actually legitimately injured. Very interesting scenario there. I hope it was just a sell, and if it was, that's actually a very interesting little storytelling there that it's kind of displaying there is a weakness in Bray Wyatt. Like, he isn't this so-called wannabe, oh my god, he's scary like The Undertaker kind of character, but regardless of that, it doesn't really matter. He's still going to continue to play the role he's playing, and he does it very well. I can't deny that, but his in-ring capabilities do not intrigue my interest whatsoever. But majority rules, and as I've said many times before, a lot of people do like his in-ring work, and I have, from time to time, have said that his matches have been good, but majority of them I'm not too impressed with. But yeah, I mean, that was a very interesting story they were trying to develop there in that segment, so I kind of like that. We come back to the show, and we got a fucking Zeb Coulter talking shit about the United States of America, and joined with fucking Alberto Del Rio, and like, who really gives a crap? 2 minutes of wasted blabbering bullshit that mean absolutely nothing. 2 years ago, this guy was freaking going ahead and doing segments on how America should stand up and stop allowing illegal immigrants coming into our country, taking all American jobs. Now he's talking about illegal immigrants having the right to fucking do whatever the hell they want here in America, and we're crap and this and that. None of this makes any fucking sense. I mean, we get 2 fucking segments on this show that just is utterly ridiculous. I mean, come on, man. Are you freaking kidding me here? You go from Lana and Rusev to hating each other, and now Lana and Rusev are loving on each other like they're fucking... I understand in reality, in real life, they're married, but your story doesn't work properly with the reality of their life. So keep them separated, for God's sakes. Then you got fucking Zeb Coulter and Del Rio, and that's another thing. They hated each other in storylines a few years ago. Now all of a sudden they're best buddies? It makes no fucking sense. Where's the logic and consistency here? Shit. We got after that, during that segment, we had Del Rio and Goldust, and Del Rio wins the match, and I have to say, this was the most fucked up ending I ever saw. Goldust was tied up on the top rope, his legs was stuck on the top rope, understandable, but he was holding on to the top rope with his hands so that he could prepare for Del Rio to do his foot stomp, and he held it for like 2 fucking minutes almost. I mean, don't make it so obvious, Goldust, my god. Shit. And Goldust wins, and then goes ahead and tries to, he hits that maneuver, gets the 1, 2, 3, and then puts him in the arm lock, or the arm bar, and, tries to snap Goldust's arm, what have you, you know what. Jack Swagger's music plays after that, and we get him charging in the ring. Basically, you know this match is going to occur at the TLC event where it's going to be the U.S. title on the line. And I really don't have a problem with Jack Swagger. I actually like the idea of introducing him. Out of all the people that aren't being shown on TV lately, that was at one point and now are because of injuries and everything else, I think that is a good move. I like the fact that they are using Jack Swagger in a meaningful manner to represent us as the United States of America. And maybe, if anything, give the fucking title to Jack Swagger. Let him have a title run. See what he can do with the U.S. title, for God's sakes. I mean, Del Rio did not have the most impressive fucking finish with John Cena that anyone possibly can. I think Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, or any of the other fucking guys that faced John Cena over this year in that open U.S. title match challenge could have been more suitable than fucking Alberto Del Rio. I think he's an absolute jackass, and I don't find him entertaining, nor is he a fucking good wrestler, in my opinion. Maybe a good mixed martial artist, I have no idea, but I've never seen him do anything in that. But he does use, mixed martial arts moves. But nothing here is intriguing my interest. We get Becky Lynch getting a match set up by Charlotte. Becky Lynch and Charlotte are having a confrontation. Not really confrontation, but Becky's saying, hey, let's have a one-on-one match. Show the fans what they're missing that they didn't get to see in NXT if they didn't watch it. And I like that. I thought that was really cool. We then go on, they later on have that match. I'll explain more what happens. Then we get Kalisto and Sin Cara versus Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso for the number one contendership. Funny commentary going on by the New Day. I actually valued what they were doing there, but the in-ring segment that they had with Sheamus was just fucking utterly ridiculous. I did not find that entertaining, worth even watching whatsoever. The commentary here was funny. I liked how they were making fun of Michael Cole, but anyone making fun of Michael Cole will get over, in my opinion, because he's absolutely the worst fucking announcer I have ever seen. I liked him when he was announcer on SmackDown back in the day with Taz and JBL, but now that he's the head announcer and Jim Ross is gone, I find him to be an absolute fucking pest and an annoyance on my television. Just to listen to him commentate is fucking annoying. Not to mention, fucking JBL is a watered down version of himself. He's no longer the same commentator that he used to be. Brian Saxon's okay. I have no problems with him, really. He seems a little bit more genuine than most of these other fuckers that go on TV and talk as a commentator. He feels more like a legit, authentic commentator than any of them, really, at this point in time. But getting along with this match here, it ended up being a double disqualification because the New Day decided to jump in there and cause themselves to have a fucking triple threat match instead of a fucking one-on-one match. Makes a lot of fucking sense to me. You'd think that they would know that they weren't going to go ahead and get nobody to face them, and they'd have the night off for TLC. Get the fuck out of here. Where the fuck is the logic in that? Then we had Sasha Banks and Brie Bella. Sasha Banks, isn't getting the proper push that she deserves. We should be seeing Charlotte versus fucking Sasha Banks for the Divas title. We should be seeing something in the Divas division, and they got the talent, and they're watering them down. They're making them look like a shell of what they were on NXT, because they don't give a fuck about the Divas division. They don't give a shit about women. It's really sad and pathetic because they really do have good talent. Brie Bella is fucking crap. She had no business facing Sasha Banks. She ain't even in the same fucking league as her. So that match was crap. Sasha Banks, at least, though, walked away victorious with a submission hold crossface. We then get the damn WWE World title match for that Roman Reigns has to win it under 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Yada, yada, yada. This match was just freaking... I was anticipating something unique. Maybe a title change. I know, nobody wants to see Roman Reigns as the champion. Nobody wants to see that. Blah, 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 blah. I'll tell you what, I'm not the fan, of Roman Reigns to win the title. But to be quite honest with you, the way Vince McMahon is getting Sheamus portrayed, and I think this is where he's trying to go with this of, getting people behind Roman Reigns, is to have people hate Sheamus so much That, not because of being a great heel or anything else, but being just a fucking shitty-ass champion to where people hate him so much they can't, and they don't have no one else to really go to outside of Dean Ambrose for a championship run. They're going to just go ahead and think that that's going to lean people to wanting Roman Reigns to be the least evil of the two of being the champion. Sounds a little like politics to me, people. Proper way of doing it, I guess. But fucking ridiculous. And the match didn't end, really. It ended up with a disqualification, no ending. The freaking Barrett, Del Rio, and Rusev all got together and helped Sheamus, and then all of a sudden, poof! We were told that this is a League of Nations, and all four of them are together as one. And Rusev is his right-hand man, Sheamus' right-hand man. Where the like, where in the world does that come into anything that's going on the show? Where did they even all factions lead into a slow build to create a faction. This was so, like, randomly just fucking thrown together at once. It didn't even have the time to build. It's just disgusting. It's like, where's the patience in building, the faction, the characters behind the group, all this to create a relationship among four different characters? This is dumb as hell. So they act like they're a band of brothers now. They're all of a sudden friends. They acting like they've known each other for like a year or two, and they've shared the road with each other or some shit. Storyline wise, anyway, I'm pretty certain maybe in real life they've traveled the road with each other and stuff like that. But on television wise, they don't look like a group that goes ahead and travel with each other. What have you, or be the best of friends, or whatever you want to say. This was just utterly fucking ridiculous. We later on find out that there's going to be an 8-man tag team match with the League of Nations of Del Rio, Rusev, Barrett, and Sheamus versus the Usos, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose. Later on, though, in the main event, that's changed, which I'll explain. The New Day joins up and makes it a 7-on-4 handicap match. All this makes so much sense. We get Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Charlotte wins by cheating and seems to be turning heel. I don't quite get this. Isn't Paige the heel here? Or is this like a complete mind screw with us as the audience? Are we getting the idea that maybe Paige was really the good guy and Charlotte's the bad guy in all this? I don't freaking know. But this match, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't all that big of a deal. The audience wasn't even into it. Nobody gave a fuck. It was just like, it was there and that's it. Ric Flair got involved and she pretended to have an ankle injury and she went to talk to her father. Her father was getting on the apron. Becky Lynch goes ahead and gets rolled up, pinned, 1, 2, 3, end of the match. She walks away getting all cocky and arrogant with herself. I don't quite get this. I mean, are they gonna make it like influence from her father to say that, hey, her father's influenced her with this new tactic and new attitude, or what? I mean, I don't quite understand any of this. This to me is just utterly, it doesn't click, really. It's just idiotic. We get 2 segments. The Rose Bush now with Adam Rose. It was kind of funny, but not that big of a deal. Stardust had a segment with what's his name from? I don't even know his fucking name. With Titus O'Neil, that segment, and That was it. It was just a freaking joke, and it was about how Stardust needs to be in the spirit of Christmas, and he don't want it. He's playing like the Grinch role. Whatever. Who fucking cares? Then we had the 7-on-4 handicap match. That match absolutely sucked. Nothing big and important about it. And Sheamus went ahead, picked up the victory with the Brogue Kick on Dean Ambrose, and that's the end of your show. With Sheamus being carried on the shoulders of Rusev and Wade Barrett while holding the title up in the air. Alright, well, that was a shitty fucking show. How about you guys? You think this show was good or was it bad? Thumbs up or thumbs down? I highly doubt anyone finds this show to be entertaining, and if you do, well, I guess you're as fucked up as Vince McMahon. Anyway, at this time, leave your comments and opinions down below, and I'll get right back to you. And don't forget to lay the smack it down on that subscribe button. Thank you, and have a great night, guys.